Hey y'all. Mm. Welcome. Mm. Blissful Sunday. Mm. Hello. Well, hi. Greetings. Welcome, beloved. Let me, because you're going to get right into it. Okay. So y'all can enjoy y'all Sunday. Although this is part of your enjoyment too. You know? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Let me do. It's 90 out here. Okay. The sun is sunning. About to be right out there with it too. Yes, I am. Welcome, y'all. Already. Let me pull one tarot card, see who we talking to. Who is we talking to today? What is the situation? ¿Cuál es la situación? I feel as though when I speak Spanish, that sounds so political. As if I had a whole past life as a politician or some shit. That could be significant. There's something about the way you express yourself that is something about your uncles. Something about your uncles. Move to Venice. Be easy. Take your time with tender love and care. When it's time for you to give yourself that energy, invest in that. Give yourself the ample time to do so. All praise to the Most High. Let's see, who we talking to here, Source? Wow. You could be a Scorpio or Taurus. Well, Venus and Taurus, Lilith and Scorpio in opposition to each other. So there's something within you that is of an ancient gift that is rising up unapologetically. Love for you becoming more sacred, more intentional. I'm hearing, are you ready to receive? Because there's a lot that's wanting to be given. The devil. Happy Sunday, love. The devil comes out, Capricorn energy. And it's not coming through as a warning or as you being binded to something. Is just more so you are aware to not enter situations that have you feel as though, you know, you're being captured in a sense. Ace of Pentacles. This is, whoa. Okay, this is what I'm saying. It doesn't come across as a watch out. It's more so you're about to, are you ready to receive? Because there's a lot that wants to be given to you. With this Ace of Pentacles here. This is a massive opportunity. And it only fits you. It's not a one size fits all. It only fits you, collective. It only fits you in this, well, not this, wow, what? Okay. There could be some sort of obsession someone has when it comes to you, but it's not something that will that jeopardizes you. Why did that even come out in a Spanish accent? Someone could be Hispanic or speak Spanish or come from a Latin background. Yeah, something about a different language, a foreign person, someone from a foreign land. I'm also hearing, yes, it's time for you to go back home. Not go back, but go home. Wherever, what's your native land? Visit. Seven of Swords, Moon in Aquarius. I feel as though you're aware of where you may have gaslit yourself, where you were enduring in a situation, wanting to see the best of it. But this is also where you are, where you have allowed a stepping over of boundaries, which led to self-betrayal. You're now more aware of that. And then the Seven of Cups, you're choosing wisely moving forward as you should be, or this is a guidance for someone here to no longer deceive yourself about some sort of connection with a group, a certain group, because Aquarius speaks to a group of people. But it's also connected to the uncle, the 11th house, or an older brother. 144. A Capricorn with the Moon in Aquarius could be significant. Let me see. This could have something to do with you wondering if you enjoyed what you do. We have the Ace of Swords, mental clarity about what you're doing. Do you enjoy it? And if you don't, you're going to change it. You're no longer deceiving yourself. You're clear about something. Yes, you're very clear about something here, that you are now choosing intelligently and intuitively to go towards whatever this was that may have made you feel as if you were trapped, but you no longer are. You're seeing it face to face. You have the strength to do so now. Yes, you do. Yeah. Specific, you have your mother's eyes. You have your mother's eyes. You have your mother's eyes. Something about her perception is also similar to yours. Beautiful, discerning, nurturing eyes, but also There's a great deal of pain that you've overcome or will be. You have the strength and courage to do so now. 5:11 on the screen, 1:46 on the clock. And 46. It was just 46 of this here. Eleven on the screen. There's something about the grip being loosened. A grip has been loosened. A sibling is very significant. You have Gemini energy here. That's the Hangman. That was just there. What's that? You could be a younger sibling where you're giving information to an older sibling or an older cousin about a different perspective. And this could be where you're gaining clarity in terms of where you may have set aside the truth about a situation, the truth about who someone is. Basically, they're showing me the surrender cards. You're surrendering to what is, accepting people and situations exactly as they are so you can make the best decision for yourself. Yeah. The Chariot coming out sideways. It's been a challenge for you to move forward with precision because of the situation here, where you're allowing someone else's experience to determine what you decide to do and no longer doing so. I'm also getting the Seven of Cups. You could have Venus and Scorpio. Now, there's something you've grown from in terms of sharing your emotions with another person, where you're no longer allowing yourself to feel as though you have to literally go through a death and rebirth to experience unconditional love. You're growing from that. You're ascending from that energy. Yes, the Judgment, literally. Rising up from a situation. 1444 on the, call that? The timer? 914149. You'll be able to pinpoint something in regards to where your expansion is. You're able to pinpoint something out. You get the point. It's a Mars hour. Yeah, so this is about severing something. Cutting yourself away from something. For some of you, this could be a vehicle too. Or someone could be a mechanic. You can have my last name if you want it. If you want it. If you want it. What the fuck? Excuse me. 914 literally says to divide, separate, set apart, to make a distinction, to withdraw from, to separate oneself onto, to be excluded. And what's 149? Correctly, exactly, diligently, earnestly. Some of you are receiving a confirmation regarding what you are separating yourself from. You are correct to do so. You may have people that are against you for doing what you are doing in terms of separating yourself. Ace of Wands. Remember, this was in your challenge yesterday. When you're about to start a new cycle, there's an energy that shows up to distract you and have you feeling as though you shouldn't be doing that. And look what's showing up sideways too, which has to do with precision, movement forward with precision. Cancer energy here. You have Cancer and Capricorn. So this is something in regards to an ancestral wound that happens lifetime after lifetime, especially with the energies of Cancer and Capricorn showing up. 4th house, 10th house could be significant. Your home, your career. What you choose as a career is influenced by your upbringing, your home. Someone wants to be an archaeologist, go for it. Oh, that could be significant. Let me see. Show me what's going on here. You're becoming more familiar with the crystals you're using, what's actually benefiting you and what's not, what's working with you and what's working against you. Something about crystals. And this comes out again, endurance and rock. Well, I'm seeing Patrick. Some of you have been sitting under a rock or you've been in one position for a while. Fecundity, you've been in one position for a while, possibly healing, crying about something. Now they show me the 9 of Swords. You've been suffering in silence. Oh, bendito. Come here, give me a hug. For real. You're not alone. And you're not weak for crying. Okay? You're not weak for crying. Oh, hi EVE. Welcome, Pantera Soul Fam. What's good, mama? Well, there's that. Fecundity. These tears are actually going to bring in new growth here for you. Something solid comes from this situation. It's because you're liberated now. You don't have that weight of, you know, what if? It's as if the worst has already happened, you know? The darkness, literally. Moon, darkness. And the flower of life. Inspiration, awe, and dreams. Let me see what else. You have endurance through the darkness and fecundity. Which is waters that brings growth. sort of the essence of April showers bring May flowers, but it seems as though it's been raining a lot more in May, you know? Then you have here the fire element coming out in reverse. Water. Warrior, passion, fearlessness. Yeah, something about the worst is over. Even with this image showing up, there's something igniting within the solar plexus. This could be aligning with sacred divine knowledge that prevents you from falling in the pits of Asmodeus. What in the fuck? So that's the energy of the demons of all demons. But what that speaks to is when the ego is at the forefront and there's a misuse of power, gives the breeding ground for the King of Kings when it comes to the demons energy, Asmodeus. Something about the heart and the liver, because Archangel Raphael literally subdues or controls that energy so it doesn't affect. Because in the story of that demon Asmodeus, he was in love with Sarah, which is why Sarah, 7 of her husbands were unalived because of this demon wanting her to himself, until Raphael told, forgot the person's name, the energy, if you burn the heart and liver of fish, it'll run off that demon. So this is also about clearing out anything that causes anger or fear, to cleanse the space so that way this lower emotion doesn't have breathing grounds to succeed or to, you know, have an effect on your relationships. So July 3rd could be significant. Sevens are showing up here 3 times. Something has officially completed. Again, what's coming to mind is I have to go into these other readings that we did at the beginning of this 2025, somewhere along there. And that number 608 kept on popping up, and it's 608 today. What is the significance of 608 for this message on 608? Wow. 8. Ignition of fire. Yeah, see. Okay. Completion. $1,400, and it's literally 88 on the screen there too. Okay, hold on. The pauses is the travel of change of dimension. Why do you have me telling y'all that? Whatever. What's the significance? Because fire also came out right before that in reverse. And fire comes out again. The rune that has to do with fire also comes out. Sowilo and Jera. Harvest for Jera. Harvest, fertile phase, 1 year. Patience, cycles, time, orbits, psychological time, fertility, creativity, and harmony with the land. Summer harvest was winter's food. They're bringing me to that full moon, the wolf moon. Also, as you sow, so shall you reap. There's an initiation of gradual and lasting change in the flow of life. And you also had the flower of life that came up. Energy of the sun. Wholeness, the body requires guidance, mastery, seed of the soul, cosmic energies helping you to meet your goals, transmutation of thought into energy for action, activating highest values, strengthening of psychic centers, which are your chakras, the counter force to cosmic ice, Isa, force of fire in the physical and mental world, force of fire in the physical and mental world. I'm telling you. Now, energy is off. Go build your own channel. That's 1 out of 2. There's another energy that's also being watched in terms of their energy. See, before we get into this message, one thing the collective has to realize about this channel, you're not aware of what I am, who I am, and what I'm here to do. So be very mindful of the language that is being used amongst the chat, because some of these energies, they know exactly who they are, what they're here to do. And I'm the right one to come across to cut that ass, okay? So, greetings, my beloved Pantera Soul fam. Fatima, welcome, love. Because that is not the first time. And the energy moves in a subtle way. That's very significant, where energies move in a subtle way. And when your heart chakra lets you know that something is off, trust that and move accordingly. Okay? So, that's why the statement is take what resonates and leave the rest. Now, the strengthening of psychic centers, chakras, force of fire in the physical and mental world. Year of the Dragon. See, okay. You could be born during the year of the dragon, or last year was significant in terms of this year being the first year after sowing the seeds, and now you're reaping what you sowed. And I'm telling you, it's a Mars hour. This is why I mentioned the planetary hours as I'm doing the messages. Just to give a heads up to these fuckers who think that they can come over on this channel and not fuck around and find out. I will blaze that ass. I was born the year of the dragon. I'm born the year of the dragon. Playing around is not an option when it comes to stupidity. $33, 10, 11 on the timer. $33.22. This is also why I give that opportunity when I'm on TikTok or if I'm on Instagram Live to join me there so we can have a conversation. Do any of these fuckers join? No. They just want to be behind the screen and doing all this type of shit. Give me the time of day. Okay? Just you'll get the sweet side, of course. I enjoy being nurturing to the collective, but this is also why I advise people don't take that shit for weakness though, because I don't have an in-between. It's either I'm going to nurture you or not. And that side one does not want to see or experience. Now, what up, Sacred Scales? Greetings, guys. This is a place of transformation, evolution. That's what this is. And unconditional love. You know? So. It's not just because of being a November Sag, but you're looking at Ophiuchus energy, basically. Literally came back to hunt certain energies that need to be wiped the fuck out. Okay. Let's get back to the message. Distracting collective is not an option here. So there's something that has to be transmuted, obviously, through this message. bringing all the smoke right now. Okay? So, fasten your seatbelts, y'all. Something is certainly being transmuted here. Because with this fire element coming out in reverse, followed by 608, confirming what that energy means, especially today being 608, 8 comes out and it's the fire card, which is just a signal for me as a messenger for you all. Turn the fire on. So we're doing just that. Okay. Gotcha. Now remember, the first card that came out is this. So it's something you've been observing. When it comes to making the final cut. Especially with Lilith and Scorpio, Venus and Taurus, they are in opposition. If it's not sacred and unconditional love, it is out of here. No questions asked. All the observation that was to be had has been done. Now the final cut is here. 14:14 on the clock. Through the suppression of limiting beliefs, one exercises the strength of attachment, releasing limiting beliefs that have been suppressed. Even when it comes to you recognizing what something is, no longer suppressing it. Loving the Phoenix, Nicole. Definitely, certainly that energy. source, cosmic parents. Refuse to blame others for the lack of success in all areas of life. Tell the truth and the Naga nether realm of earth, underworld. Someone doesn't realize the essence of the reaper. Huh. Mm. Half human, half cobra. Wisdom gained through experiences. Being the light, the knowing of the Most High. And then it says to feed, as it also connects to number 75. Give me 1 second. I have to... What is that? What is that? See, message for me. You got a job to do is bigger than all of what 2 eyes can see. So, yep. Give me one. Sorry, not sorry type of energy. For real. 1044 on the screen. 144, Cosmic Parents, Naga Pearl. Serpent Wisdom. A dirty offer. Dodging bullets. Because you know what I'm sensing? Based off the messages that have been delivered these past few lives, those entities are showing up here. 1144 on the screen. I'm glad they are, because I know exactly what to do with it. Remember there was a message where that also came through in terms of I know exactly what to do with that energy. Because as an alchemist, you transmute it, you transcend it, you use it. Capricorn energy, you use it. So when it comes to cutting yourself away from dirty offers, recognizing that the offer was even made and however which way it was made, you alchemize that situation by recognizing, oh, you feel comfortable coming over this way. Okay, let's take this up an ante then. Come and meet the sword of fire. Hustler, too busy winning, obsessive lover. $14.21, Temperance and the World card. That came up too. We mentioned this earlier. There's an energy of someone who can have an obsession, but that was a different side of it. Now, that could be significant where it was cute at first until one's energy began to expose the truth of what that actual frequency is. Too busy finding ways to win that they're not even meeting and aligning with the signal. Because collective is productive and winning. This energy is too busy winning, which means they're not really doing shit. For some, this energy lurks around through siblings, through family members such as an uncle or sibling specifically. Jackpot. You inherited a melting pot of many gifts, many trades. It was unexpected for you to attain this, though. What you have attained is not in the form of money, but it becomes that. And for that reason, energies want to surround themselves around you to see if they can feed off of that frequency, to see if they can put their 2 cents in. Take your 2 cents the fuck else. Take that shit to West Bubble fuck, okay? Reflecting. That was a whole Sag moment right there. We turn up quick. Not quick. Not as quick as Aries. But when we do, we do. And it's easy to come right down. Yeah. It ain't. Especially when it has to do with energies that we care about. When it's just directed towards us, it's just on some, all right, whatever. But when it comes to pushing oneself into the energy of the collective, now you're going to see what the fuck I'm about. Don't fucking do that. True. Played out. Yeah, just playing themselves for real. This could be someone with legal issues too, or out of balance, out of alignment with divine order. Placing oneself in situations they don't belong in. Now, this is now coming through as spiritual imprisonment for whatever this obsession this lover has in with these dirty offers. Not realizing the type of power that collective has and what it means to balance out a situation. Fucking around with collective will literally drop someone the fucking same. $226. It could be a life path 2, 11, or the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th is significant in terms of you carrying this energy. where if you, when it comes to your emotions, it's important for you to do some type of physical movement or fitness so that way you can balance out the way you feel. Or on these days, the 2nd, 11th, and 20th, this could be significant in terms of a rise in your emotions and the way you feel. And in order to keep it balanced, physical movement, working out is going to be highly beneficial. We have thoughts. Poverty. Someone finds collective's energy amusing, their struggle amusing. With the thoughts card having to do with a muse, and then you have the poverty card. Now, 16 is the Tower card. 37, that's also a 10, the Wheel of Fortune, or 1, the Magician. Energies are not aware. Now go ahead, find it amusing. But what they're not aware is that Tower moments are on your side. See what I mean? This energy doesn't realize that collective has an ability to transmute the energy in a way that this person or this energy wish they would have never fucked around and found out how strong collective actually is. Courthouse, spiritual court. So much so they will prefer a physical human court rather than spiritual court. With the adjudication card in reverse, which is a number 30 card coming out twice in reverse. It's judgment is here, leading you into sudden wealth. And there goes number 11. Well, we was just talking about this energy. Look at this shit. You saw how that shit just slid down? 11, literally, because this is 29. And with adjudication showing up in reverse, having to do with making a judgment within the courtroom, Naga Pearl's also here. So this is something regarding the underworld. What's going on? I'm not gonna lie, it's giving the energy of it's time to fuck some shit. Discord. Posing mind games to change the narrative that limits freedom, censorship, control. Birdcage, possessive, codependent, clingy. There's a frequency of codependency. of codependency, jealousy, someone feeling trapped, wanting to trap collective. That's not happening, especially while collective is in a position of being repaired, going through some sort of repair, fine-tuning, healing, being upgraded, literally being upgraded by the fire. This could be why there are emotions of certain situations of the past rising up that could have you thinking, should you go back to this? No, what's actually happening is that these energies are coming up as a final purge. It's not for reconciliation. More justice energy. More like let me look at 41. Let's see what 41 is. My father is noble. That's what it has to do. Abinadab. Let me look at this. Give me 1 second. What is Abinadab? Father of generous abundance, father of liberality, liberal arts. Father is noble. Represents the realm of unlimited mind, the super consciousness that the Ark of the Covenant was kept for many years. The super consciousness. Wanted to capture collective. Peep game. Abinadab, son of Saul, represents a phase of the physical world, of the physical will and its control of body. Abinadab and his brothers met death in battle at the hands of the Philistines, their father. Saul died by his own hand in the same battle to avoid being captured. This incident symbolizes the dissolution of the whole organism, the result of disobedience to the Lord or law of being. That is wild, because we was just talking about basically the top demon energy and canceling that out, warding it off with divine alignment, sacred divine alignment, with the proper use of the solar plexus. The solar plexus not being active and where you are unable to connect to your willpower is when that energy of Asmodeus has a place to breathe. Which could also be the reason why, for some of you, certain relationships, you wonder why you may keep attracting fuckheads or people that literally are just jealous of you. It could be something where you are learning to tap back into your power, which has to do with the element of fire. Now, energies of people who don't want to let go, interference, yeah. Mind you, 7's coming out here quite a bit, and you also have this here on sudden wealth. Yeah, look, see? False person is behind this. 8. Someone could be a life path 8. Family room and thief right behind it. Bad health. Someone literally could be envious of your gift, but has subtle ways of showing that are not so subtle. But this could also be what I was talking about earlier in terms of when energies present themselves to you, you expose exactly what they are and they can't hold themselves together. They don't even realize that they just exposed their own self. They can't keep it together, what it is that they're hiding. 414. Jackpot shows up again. Remember what we said about that jackpot energy that came out in these What's Tea deck? That you have a melting pot of gifts that may have been, to others, it seems as though that was unexpected for you to receive that. But they don't see that as an abundance because it's not for them. They don't know what to do with it. And this is why it was given to you. I'm telling you. Someone acting as if they love you or want to be around you, but in reality, they're just coming in to do something and have a complaint or do the opposite or to prove you right or wrong when you are someone who lives by universal law of fucking cause and effect. They right or wrong don't mean shit. It's that Mars and Aries that's coming out today on this Sunday. I mean, it's a Mars hour. And maybe the next time I won't do readings on a Mars hour because especially if the energy has to do with something that has to be severed. Holy Sunday. All right, there goes 7 of Sag right there. The white rabbit going down the rabbit hole. It's time. Heeding the call. Say less. Bring the dark in to transmute it to light. Is right there. It's right there. Well, okay. She said, nah, let's go. They thought, this energy thought they was cunning, but they just walked right into danger. They just walked right into the portal of death or transformation. Yeah, this could be happening, through social media, where where someone leaves a comment, right, and your inner knowing lets you know that one right there gotta go. That one right there gotta go. And they can actually leave a kind comment too. 1440 on the screen. They could actually leave a kind comment, but your inner knowing tells you otherwise. You feel me? Oh, changing. Okay. Happening soon. Microphone is up here. News, trending, broadcast, expression, making it known, social media. Okay? Library, someone lying their ass off. Eight. Look at these 8s though. Okay? This what's their judgment or something? Must be. Oh, well, 6-4, that's 14, which is temperance right before the devil card is temperance. So basically 1066 on the screen. What's happening right now is we cutting things at the root before an energy feels as though they have any type of access to. And now if they do sort of gain access, it's because it's time for that energy to be destroyed. It's on the Scorpion energy. Come here. Ay, ay, ay. 1167. That's 1113 right there. Justice and transformation. Yeah, what's this? Headache. First responder to the crisis, to the emergency. Yeah, they lack loyalty with this dog here to themselves. Yeah, we're looking a little bit. We're looking at this. We're looking at it. We are looking at this. Yes, reading between the lines. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love you too, Evie. Mm-hmm. 50-50 my ass. Caught you. It's there. That's still there. I know people will just be wondering how the fuck she looks at me, because I sense when somebody about to walk past this patio before you would pop up. Sure, she got scared though. Don't be scared. You be alright. A feminine energy could be significant. Let me see something. Person of earth. Grounded, secure, but also stubborn, nurturing. Yeah, nurturing, that's the feminine energy. What about this? Mastery, push forward, resolve, self-improvement, exercise. Shorty was walking though. She was definitely getting her exercise in. However, it's the 6 of Capricorn, so mastery, determined, leverage. A Capricorn is very significant. And then we, big time, another Capricorn card. Freedom, high vibes, ascension, and soulmates. Okay. So it could be this message as a feminine energy, cutting shit out. Yeah. Okay. It's just confirming what we doing here. That's what she was doing. That was around 2:43. Yeah. Whatever was attempting to hold it together, being cunning, attempting to control or entrap collective. Nah. Spirit sees. Spirit's on the move. 7. Aquarius. Moon in Aquarius. We not gonna sit here and play this shit small and act as if, nah, fuck that. No. I see you. Now let's move on, my darlings. Okay. What's this? Oh. Unleash the dragon. Yeah. Yonick's gonna make me unleash the dragon. Unleash the dragon. 246. 1 o'clock. It is finished. Say less. Holy parents speak. Cosmic parents came out earlier before this. You're here to live a life of luxury, love, unconditional love. Chosen one. Okay. Yes. 3 beginnings. East, Archangel Michael energy. Wow. Completion and beginnings. West and East, Archangel Uriel and Archangel Michael's on the scene. Shit. Telling you. Literal embodiment of Archangel Uriel too. Feel as though I won't see a pattern. It's literally what I'm here for. Make my day so I can get you out of collective's way. Bring that ass here. Bring that ass here. Yeah. There you go. Up right now. Yeah. We up right now. Warrior. Nephilim. Controversial. Assessing new perspectives. Tried it. Trying is an insult to doing, though. So weak ass giant. Not all Nephilims are weak, though. You know what I'm saying? Vesica Pisces. Divine feminine. Birthing. Fertility. Yeah. Somebody call that past life energy up in here. 34. Big time. They said complete this so the beginning can start. Say less. 1073 on the screen. That's 1010 right there. Yeah. 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 No hold that on you. And he comes back out. Fecundity. Let me see something. Where you at, baby? Nope. Not there. Greetings, Ocean Goddess. Let me see. The conditions of greater prosperity are being met. Know that all will be well. Cleanse yourself of old, outdated views. You have everything required to grow. Let yourself be cleansed. Ashe. Get a light up. The sound of rain on leaves or tin roof, the sweet smell of rain as it hits the thirsty earth after a hot day, the simple pleasures of life. You soon know how much rain contributes to the balance and health of a land when you haven't had any for a long time. You also understand how much it contributes to the positive mental health of communities that have been locked in drought states for a considerable length of time. Rain is liquid water from the atmosphere that has become heavy enough to fall under gravitational pull. It is a part of the life-giving water cycle, and is the main supplier of fresh water to the land. Raindrops can vary in size due to temperature and the rate coalescence. The amount of rain helps form biomes and ecosystems. Without rain, we have less fecundity. Plant life, particularly plants that supply food, do not thrive without rain or irrigation. Drought affects animals and pollinators such as fruit bats and bees, which are integral to the production of food. Some biomes are wetter than others and have almost constant rainfall, such as rainforest. Human intervention has influenced rain patterns. Particles of solid or liquid matter suspended in the air can increase cloud condensation and trigger a rain event. Man-made global warming is also affecting rain patterns, with some areas becoming drier and some having more intense rainfall. You can turn that into a whole analogy of life itself, you know. But yeah. Which is 35, another 8. 1177 on the screen. These 7s and 8s right now are just, whew. And the sun, 356. Fecundity light. The darkness that you've gone through is bringing you towards the light. Now they're showing me the Ten of Swords. Let's get into the Celtic spread. They're showing me the Ten of Swords, which is the darkness lifting off. You have the Nephilim, number 15, showing up at the bottom of the spread. Controversial, assessing new perspectives. And then the Mantis being elusive, enigma, and sensitive. You can sense when these energies of controversy are on their way, to know exactly what to do with it. Let's put you over here, my love. Let's get into it. One second, I have to grab me a beverage. Music break. What up, bruh? Sure you not know. Let's grab a cerisa. I'll be right there. Oh shit. You know what? Is that what I was hearing? No lie. This sound right here from the message yesterday with the intro music, it's sort of giving this vibe of this here instrumental. Okay. Any songwriters? Because that's it's giving a vibe where somebody may want you may get a surprise offer from someone in an industry who wants you to write a song for them, especially the way the double card came out first with the Seven of Swords. Don't feel as though you're not capable, you're not ready. Now my ear just started ringing. Yeah, that could be significant. Congratulations. Or something about making beats. Okay, let's go into it. To be quite honest, I really don't enjoy turning up on that warrior energy. Some people enjoy it. I don't, because I just know thyself and how extreme my energy can be. I'd rather, you know what I'm saying, bring the love. But sometimes that's why I say trying is an insult to doing. And an insult is it's not what you want to do over here. You know what I'm saying? Source said, listen. Stand your ground and speak. So, baby, you just fulfilling a mission. All right, now, I'm gonna tell you something like, hell, they fucking shoulders on me. Come over here and ask me no questions. You said I can. Current situation. The solar plexus again. The reading before yesterday. So something here about your purpose. Okay. And the solar plexus says I can. You can. You can, collective. You can. Current situation is, my love, you can. You can. Ooh, partnerships and alliances. You can call this in, but just know that what you're calling in, you can do it, because some of you have you stop playing it small and you're actually calling in a certain partnership and alliance. But that's also confirming something here about someone in music, or receiving an offer from someone who is well known. Their team is reaching out to you, collective. 3 o'clock on the dot, 1500. The Empress and the Devil card. Yeah, there's something about, you may not even realize who's been tuning into you because of what you're here to do. Again, with the crown chakra in the mind's eye. You've seen this before. You've seen this before. What's the challenge here? I'm also getting you were in this position before. There could be an opportunity circling back around for you here. There's an opportunity circling back. Rest and rejuvenation is the challenge. 4 of Swords. Now, There's this energy coming through of having to defend oneself, with the Four of Swords being right before the Five of Swords is what I'm being drawn to. The fact of the Four of Swords being in the middle of the 3 and the 5. Now, hold on. Something regarding Virgo season. Last year, Virgo season. Because before this, if we're looking at this from a tower perspective, 2, 3, 4 of Swords, right before that is the 8, 9, and 10 of Pentacles. There's something that you were working on that helped you step into your independence, or you feel as though this is where you'll see freedom, your independence, doing what it is you love to do, and being extremely abundant with the 10 of Pentacles. That 8, 9, 10 Virgo season towards, yeah, okay, 8, 9, 10 of Virgo season, Pentacles. But towards Libra season, there was a decision you had to make when it came to a situation you were healing from that really struck a nerve when it came to your heart chakra. The current situation is your solar plexus. You're noticing you can do something now. The challenge is not allowing what used to happen before when you reach this point. 1188 on the screen, 303 on the time. Prosperity begins is at the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. Okay. What's at the basis of this? You're standing on what has ended, the rebirth you've had, your ability to transform and take big leaps forward. You're standing on that. It's 304. $34, 43, significant. Sevens are very significant. $313, second appearance, and $413. Now, hold up. 3413, 3413. Something about 2013 then? Virgo season 2013. Let me see something. Where is this thing at? Let me see. 3413. Wait till you hear who has been talking to you. Someone possibly had a near-death experience, because it says one wanting to be unalive, but the Most High wanted them here. David versus Goliath. Okay. There was a massive situation you have been able to see yourself as having the courage to clear yourself away from. $517, May of 2017 could also be significant. Someone's a dancer. because it says something about the Jabawatis. Asia could be a significance. Witch hunt or the pursuit of justice. Wasn't going to even say that out loud, but let's see where that goes. False justice, especially when hunting for witches. Because people fear what they don't understand. My exaltations, 34:13. Someone's name could be Jeremiah or Jeremy, or Jeremiah, Jeremy, Jeremy, Jeremy. Okay. Born the month of May. What is this symbolic of? Let me see. Beyond the exaltations. Jeremiah. Let me find out somebody who's gonna be getting an offer from Jeremiah to write a song for him or something. A high thought or attitude of mind in the consciousness of the spiritually awakening individual, but not entirely free from the influence of the lower emotions, affections, and desires of the phase of the soul that is given over to sense. Jeremiah. Let's see. Spiritual faith demanding that all religious thoughts be true in observance of divine law. The individual who has faith is very courageous, but in outer consciousness, such as one may be timid and shrinking when directed by Spirit of the Lord to testify. It's time for you to share your truth. Jeremiah is called the sorrowful prophet because he nearly always looked on the dark side and prophesied evil. When one's faith is pressed upon by thoughts of discouragement and condemnation, one should deny belief in material bondage and affirm the living substance of spirit as the one reality. In Jeremiah 36, Jeremiah represents the exalted state of consciousness that connects us with divine mind, exaltation of Jehovah. He is that in us which intuitively discerns the divine law and seeks to impress it on the will, which is solar plexus energy. Your youngest name is Jeremiah? Wow. That came through number 3413 in the Hebrew lexicon numbers. Spiritual consciousness connecting us with divine mind. Spiritual consciousness sees the results. So seeing the results of where you refrain from connecting with your higher self, reflecting here, even going out into nature to assist you with that. Show me more about the foundation. Such thoughts aid in putting away death. Someone really had a near-death experience. Or out-of-body experience. Because 311, now there shall be the image of the that fire element card. how she's raising up. Some of you could be experiencing that during your sleep. Where are you going? Directly towards your cosmic blueprint is what I heard. Chariot of Ascension, your Merkaba, you're getting into your chariot, you're getting into your vehicle with accelerated motion to retrieve information about your vision. That's where you're going? She said, let me go. Oh. Material and spiritual prosperity. It shows up here. What's this? Triumphant success. Triumphant success. I felt as though my words just left wherever they went. Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. 313 on the top. Your words just left. Your words. Your words are manifesting the way you speak. You're manifesting the way you speak. Your thoughts. How many of you in here can actually, can you hear in your dreams? When you're having a dream, can you hear? That's important. Do you recognize you're able to hear? Let's say you're having a conversation. Can you actually hear yourself having a conversation? It's a strong message because the birds even sounded. You can? Okay. Take note of whatever you can hear. Take note of whatever you can hear. Those are some serious messages there. Yeah. 314. Yeah, transform 314, right? And then this here is 413, but 314. Transformation, rest and rejuvenation. You have before, okay? Okay. Yeah, that's they just, you know, wanted me to make you alert of that. 138, but 38 speaks to go into the depths. Your father is the sea. You're taking actions to go towards the depths of your emotions to see. This could also be that out-of-body experience that's happening. But this could also happen through you hearing. It seems as though, okay, where you are having some sort of out-of-body experience, but you're hearing. It's you hearing. So you could be fine-tuning your clear audience. You're fine. Oh, yeah. You're fine. Yes. 10, 100 on the screen. You're fine-tuning your clear audience. Whoa. Okay. Yes. 11100. You're fine-tuning what you can hear. What's in the immediate past? 15:15 on the time. There's a lot of reading between the lines in this message I'm noticing here. Can you hear? And then you have the throat chakra showing up here. So that is significant about something you heard. What about it? What's at the bottom? Let's see. The Hermit. It could have been dark in this dream. It had to be dark because it was something of your subconscious mind that was being reiterated. Something about your Akashic record. $11,101 on this screen. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Solar plexus energy. For you so love your journey here on earth, being in this world but not of it, that you've allowed yourself to give your willpower away at certain points just to see who will help and lift you back up. That's not for everybody. It's as if you were testing someone. You could have been a karmic lesson here for someone to see if they would lift you up or if they would brag about doing something themselves, which led to them not assisting you. Because they've done it on their own, they felt as though anyone else can, but you are in a different spectrum of that in terms of if someone comes to you with similar energy, you're going to be there in ways that people weren't there for you. Becoming the person you wish you had type of energy. What is this? It landed right on top of the transformation card. Trust your path. If you knew, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? This could be the energy you're giving to others at this point. Ten, 10, 4. You're stepping into your power. 10, 10, the wheel. Something's coming back around again for you to step into your power. Something's coming back around again for you to step into your power. The missing piece of the puzzle, you now have it. You have the bridge. You had the words before, but not the courage to express it, or not enough of the lesson to express it, or to see, yes, express it. But now you have the system to do it, the gut to do it, the brain to do it. Solar plexus, one of them. And then break the chain, to break the chain, okay? Got it. To break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Ah, shit. That's exactly what this is. Yeah, see? Look at the shadows of it. People before you saying, I did this by myself, you could do it too, but you don't see it that way. No, you're not them. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And because of that, you have access to a different portal where these energies, where you notice that that they may be going through a repetitive cycle with no end. 320 on the time right now, that literally signifies an end. So much so, it's the end date of Pisces season. Mars in Pisces. Right before you step into Aries. You're already doing this though. Stop overthinking. Continue to face your true north is right under this. Because you're the one that's supposed to go first. Allow the universe to catch you because you're here creating heaven on earth and it's happening. What's triggering you is what you're being called to rewrite the story. What has been triggering you is where you're being called to rewrite the story. This is something you're already doing though. Because the writing is an expression of your voice with the throat chakra. So this is something you're already doing. Okay. Someone doesn't feel as though they're asking themselves, am I doing enough though? Yeah, you're fine. Just continue on your journey towards your true north. Intriguing. It's time for you to be you. TBY, to be you. What's crowning the energy? This, we picked up on this in the beginning. Where I said, come here, give me a hug. 10808 on the time. You've been going through a lot on your own that people have no idea. But again, you're not the people from before you who go through so much, and when they see someone else going on that same path, the people before you would say, well, I've done it this way, I went through that, you know, and making it seem as though you're weak for feeling what you're feeling and this, that, or whatever. But the universe got you. So much so, it placed you in an intense situation of someone declaring their quote unquote strength because no one helped them. Where they don't feel the necessity to assist someone else that they see going through that experience. This is where some of you are certain people's karmic lesson, where they were the last of the Mohegans, I'm hearing, Hegans, whatever, to make a decision as to, are you going to be the same energies as the ones before you, or are you going to assist the future generation? Are you going to rewrite the story, or are you going to keep the same chain bondage going? Tell me more. Wow. What's crowning your mind is the clarity that you have. 9 and 6. Because by this time, this is when Saturn goes into Pisces. September 6th. Mm-hmm. That whole purple. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a major emotional ancestral wounds that happens amongst a lot of families. I didn't have this person to help me or that person to help me. That doesn't mean I couldn't do it. But in a way that they are bashing your existence of what you're feeling. Wait a minute, hold on. There's something else. This is where your blessing is coming in very strongly, collective. 12-1-1-1. Mm-hmm. When it comes to Jupiter stepping into Cancer. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces, but they're giving me the number 9 for Sag, and the symbol of Cancer with the 6 and the 9, with this showing up here. Look at that. You do have the strength card showing up again. Where you're, okay, so there's a renewal of your strength, emotional strength. There's a renewal of your emotional strength with this, which is huge as far as it relates to you tapping into your intuition and trusting your intuitive guidance. You have to have emotional strength for that. So you don't sit there and attempt to reason or think logically about something that's coming through a feeling. What's next? No one has any idea about what you have a capability of seeing. And you can't even express this to people. Because it creates more of a damage to what it is that you're seeing. It's basically not wanting to have a conversation with someone just to hear them say, oh, it's going to be okay. That type of vibe. Because what you feel from that, yes, you are aware that it's, it's going to be okay. But at the same time, what you are sensing and hearing when they say that is them not even listening to you or hearing what you just said. Intuition, speaking of. The emotional strength, the renewable emotional strength to trust your intuition. Clear as day. The truth. Judgment. You're beyond duality. Because they're showing me the scales here. But you're beyond duality where you're stacking the weight. You're stacking the weight. 14114 on the screen. Justice, literally. Chosen one, frequency 144. Stepping into non-duality. I'm feeling this all up in here now. All up in here. Next, how many more? Ooh, wee. When it comes to you being broken down, is basically shattered glass, dust pieces. That's how broken down you've been through these situations, and you were able to literally place yourself back together whole with this emotional strength. Where people are looking at you on some, how the fuck? You basically have the capability to do things that logically doesn't make any sense. Basically. Especially with the intuition showing up next. Trusting your inner guidance, your inner compass. You've gone through enough suffering. Especially with the way this is showing me here, as far as what's crowning you, your thoughts is surrounded around, is having to do with where you have suffered in silence, especially when it comes to the transition and the transformations you've had that is propelling you forward. So it's basically it's an energy of you mourning the old version of yourself. So the snake energy, shedding old skin. Because there's a major difference between the essence of the caterpillar becoming the butterfly. You're literally feeling that in between. It seems as though the real is playing out where you're in between, and you're noticing that once you have your wings and you're connected to this butterfly essence, the remembrance of you being a butterfly is non-existent. However, because of how emotionally strong you are and going into a state of non-duality, you're going to remember that phase as well. But it takes a certain level of emotional strength to even you know what I'm saying, to connect to a reality or a past life that you clearly remember. There you go. With past soulmates, whether if it's this life or a past life. Six of Cups, memories of love. Something's officially becoming a memory. This was told to you in a dream in some way, shape, or form. For some of you. They're not. They're really not fun. I agree. Because in my past life, I saw exactly who it was who burned me at the stake in the past life. And they're a family member now. You know? So, 333. No lies told there. When I tell you the way I was screaming in my sleep, because I felt all of it all over again. This was around the time that Jupiter was in Aries, actually. Yeah, 2011, 2012 is when that came forward. Yeah. We have foundations and achievements. This is why I moved the way I moved too. There's a lot I remember from a past life. And some of the people I do recognize. Some of the energies I do clearly remember. They don't remember themselves though. Some people just show up in lives too. Know exactly who's anyway. Four of Wands, Venus and Aries. You're going to be able to have the emotional strength to trust your intuition, to connect with those who truly support you. That's what this is here for too. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So trust your intuitive guidance as far as the things you would do, knowing you have the support you truly desire to have. Moon in Cancer here, 4 of Cups, 244 could be significant. Let me see. Yeah. That could be something where some of you are also, with this crowning message of suffering and silence in third eye chakra, first eye chakra, is the fact that if you were to actually tell people who they are, 120, 55, that's the 5 of Swords. That's where this comes in. As far as your challenge, if you were to actually tell people about why you moved the way you move in relationships, Jupiter, because of what you've integrated from the lessons you've learned, this is where I'm saying certain people wouldn't even want to be in this realm anymore. Because when it's, okay, because what will happen is when you tell them whatever DNA coding they have in their body, what you say, the vibration and frequency of your words is going to awaken that link. It's some deep shit, okay? It's going to awaken that link. Depending on who the person is, you'll see a change in their physical body if they're unable to forgive themselves for anything of the past. Now, if you are someone who is holding on to that, because now I feel a certain little sensation here. You need to write that out and burn it. That could be triggering too. So, something about the fire is triggering. But that's where you're being guided to rewrite the story. Because technically, that fire didn't take you out if you're here. You know? When your third eye is magnetized. Yeah. Some of us are actually in here as a reunion too. Because some of us have seen each other go through what we experienced in the past life as well. Because I literally just got a little emotional there inside. Literally, it was just 1, 2, 3, 35, and 35 is fucking Diddy. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's alchemizing what seemed as though to be a void and allowing that to be an open breathing space, an open space for you to breathe. $244 is what I was looking at. $244 literally says my ear hearing. Wow. If you're wondering, I'm looking at the Hebrew lexicon meaning of a number. 244, because it was the 4 of cups here at the bottom of the deck, and we're sitting here talking about if you can hear. You may have to go back to previous messages, Maggie, and listen to previous messages. That's also a confirmation right there, because we talk about that quite a bit. May not mention the first eye, but we do speak on that essence quite a bit, even through these messages too. Let me see. Osni. Thoughts that come into light, into the brightness of glory of truth, because of being attentive to the things of spirit. Because these thoughts have a receptive ear to hear the truth, they understand quickly. Okay, there you go. There you go. That was a message directly for you there. Uh-huh. What's the advice for the collective? When it comes to a challenge regarding moving on, trust your creative abilities. Be more creative when it comes to moving on. Instead of being more logical, tap into your mystic, psychic, intuitive inspiration to move on. You got to get more creative about moving on from something here. So that means use it as a lesson, use it to create from. Use it to create from. Even in the essence of being a high priest, high priestess, a lot of your initiations have to do with you going through experiences that allows you to remember your calling. And a lot of times those are trigger moments, you know? Tell me more about the advice, the heart chakra. Wow. Massive heart activations here happening through this message and this one. I mean, the one before this too, but I'm getting the energy of the wheel is, okay, so the chakra, the heart chakra wheel is beginning to spin. The chakras are wheels and they spin. When they're not active, it's just, you know what I mean? The waiting game. Mars and Aries, Two of Wands. What's happening here? There goes a 642. Earlier we had 246. What's 642? Let me see. That's a decision to take action intuitively. Intuitive action. 6, the Lover's decision. 4, the Emperor action, masculine energy, divine masculine energy. 2, the High Priestess. Venus and Aries. You have to see the value of who you are and your identity. Seeing the value of your identity. See the value of your identity. See the value of who you are. Set apart. That was earlier too. A Fod. Speaking of crystals. The priestly garment, shoulder cape or mantle, outer garment. Worn by high priests, more costly, woven of gold, blue, purple, scarlet, and linen threads. It could also be something here in regards to shifting of your frequency based on the fabric you're wearing. That's a way of being more creative in terms of, you know what I'm saying? Switching the energy up, allowing your energy to ascend, to rise, to expand, being mindful of the fabrics you wear. Cotton, silk, linen, preferably. May not be every day, you know what I'm saying, but at least when you're going through moments where you could be feeling this energy of suffering and silence about what it is that your mind's eye is showing or clarifying for you. And when they had prayed, the place where they meeting. You may want to be mindful of what it is that you are putting on your body or consuming. Not this, that, but where we stop. Page of Cups. You could even meet someone that's connected to your soul tribe that would be of assistance in terms of uplifting you, empowering you. I heard when universes collide. 3, 4, 5. Show me this. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And share your voice. Come out the cave, persecution, expression. Someone's going to propose a gentle offer of kinship, kindred spirit, in terms of you easing your way into, especially if you've been in hermit mode for quite a while. Also something about TikTok too. And the symbol of it in connection to Saturn. Time, keeper of time, keeper of karma, but also keeper of lessons. This could also be where you meet people. Because there's a lot of that going on, I noticed on TikTok, where people are meeting their soul tribes just by joining lives and things of that nature and having conversations. What's that? Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Yeah. But make sure when you're doing this, you're not dimming who you are just to fit in the way you may have in the past, suppressing who you truly are just so people don't feel uncomfortable or to prevent arguments because of different beliefs. You may even be in situations where people do have different ideals, beliefs, or so on and so forth, but each one can respect their differences. cracked open is happening for you, not to you. One more. The warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? So I feel as though with this message, the advice of moving on and it being a challenge, trust your heart. Trusting your heart is you aligning with your purpose. You want to know more about that? Solution? North Node? What is it? Are you doing anything that pertains to your South Node? That's something you're going to want to, cut the cord on. There are certain things that you can take from your South Node 13310. Certain, resources or ways that you can take from your South Node, but not the whole thing. Yeah. One more. Man, this one was turned over. Protection. Call back your power. Cut the cord. Soul retrieval. Well, that's the one then. That's the one. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Let me see. Where does the collective need to set better boundaries when it comes to creatively moving forward in connection to their intuition and trusting their heart space due to emotional strength, renewable emotional strength? Where do they have to establish boundaries? This could also have to do with need, the word need. Recognizing when you are experiencing something that you've asked for, and it's not that you are attaining it because you needed it, you are attaining it because you're aligned with it. Need speaks from a space of lack. Wow. You have to establish better boundaries when it comes to higher levels of commitment, or what you perceive to be a higher level of commitment, but there's actually a lot of changes and drama that's going on, and you could be suppressing what you truly know about a situation just to keep going with it, just to see if something's going to change, or AKA giving the benefit of the doubt to a situation, and there's no benefit in doubting, right? Wow. Yeah, there's that. Man, the justice and the Hierophant. Some of you, this has to do with the serious relationship. What contract is involved? That you have to cut the cord from. Call your power back. Soul retrieval time. This is also why you're seeing a number 7 quite often. Even if you're seeing 34, 43. Gemini energy. Knight of Swords. This could be a sibling. Or someone you grew up with. A soul contract that you have with a sibling or someone you grew up with. Or a Gemini specifically. Whoever this is in opposition to you. Plain and simple. And it's because you're seeing that clearly in this Gemini season. So that way you can have that renewable emotional strength when Jupiter goes into Cancer. Jupiter right now is in Gemini, while Mercury is in Gemini, giving you the information to see the details and the bigger picture, to put it all together. Tell me more. Why do I have to set boundaries here? There's something about the way you see yourself, you aligning with your visions, the way you communicate is no longer the same, especially with this showing up at the bottom of your spread, the foundation. What you're building on is this newfound way of you communicating, Mercury and Sagittarius, and you're very direct, or be very direct. When you say no is no. You don't want to go and deceive yourself, saying maybe to something you already said no to. Because possibly someone continuously asking you something if to see if something's going to change. 1551. Tell me more about this. 6 of Cups. This is certainly something from your past life. A soul contract here. A strong one. Tell me more about this. Queen of Pentacles. I'm hearing because you are self-made. You're self-made, but away from set aside from that, you're very stern in the way you communicate. This could also be where you have been dimming to fit in, where you weren't as, you know what I'm saying, placing your foot down on a situation, especially when it comes to possibly with people asking you for money here. Yeah, something about money here. Saturn and Taurus, 7 of Pentacles, there goes the 7. This could have to do with a Capricorn or something regarding work or something that happens lifetime after lifetime, an ancestral pattern. Capricorn energy has to do with lifetimes of something. One more. What was that? Something about Girl Scouts. The cookies, I just had a taste for that. Nine of Wands. Girl Scouts. Yeah, there could be something about healing from the lack of support within a group. 8 and 9, that's 17. Aquarius energy that speaks to a group. It's time for you to set boundaries when it comes to people who don't see your value or what you bring to the table, per se. And there's something, this is wild, how we're right back to where we started. Something's coming back around for another opportunity. So this would be, that energy with the Page of Cups could be someone you've known, but you were surrounded by other groups of people and you and this person never really got the chance to hang out and things of that nature. But now that you have evolved, this is actually a scenario of the perfect person of who you can, you know, vibe with. Something starting new, something starting from the beginning again. What's in the environment here? Wrapping this up here. It went towards the immediate past. What is it? Oh. Oh God. Love begins. The Ace of Cups. Explain. What is the temptation in the external environment here? What is this? What is this? Okay, I love to see it. I do love to see this because, wait, do we? 155, 515, 551. You got the Hierophant that comes out. Again. So, whoever this message is for, you either just experienced a certain conversation that almost led into an argument. 155 speaks of cloak, glory, prophet, something about the mask has been removed. The mask has been removed. The mask has been removed because it seems as though you are connecting to your moon energy, which is what you would require for emotional stability. You may have been showing people more of your rising sign energy. And with you tapping into your moon sign, as an example to what I'm picking up here, this is connecting you more so towards your emotional requirement or standards as it relates to your emotional security. Yeah. Tell me more. Wow. Spiritual strength. 1559. Let's see what this is. Influential. Wow. Galal. Let's go a little bit deeper into this. What is Galal? Great influence. There's an opportunity here for some of you to teach the force of momentum, the great spiritual action that takes place in consciousness while love thoughts, love in man's being is very important. Something's missing from there. Love rights are established in harmony. Support. There's definitely something missing from there. Pure thoughts, but the simplest of truths. That belongs to the babes in Christ. So this would be the beginning stage of you moving based off your Christ consciousness, crystallizing a higher vibration of being due to acceptance of your truth. In connection to divine law, or the activation of the pituitary and pineal gland, the activation of the divine feminine and divine masculine balance. Which is bringing about redemption of the body. Being redeemed. Someone could have been watching that recently. A series called Redemption. It just popped up. Being saved from missing the target. You know better, so you're doing better, basically. There's an external influence that may tempt you. But it fails if you trust your intuitive guidance and you don't attempt to make sense of it logically. Spiritual union, 2 of Cups. What's behind this? Patience and planning. Let's see. The Saturn and Taurus. Wow, the crown chakra shows up there. Trust what you know. When it comes to the plans that you used to have, and you patiently waiting for a situation to evolve, because there's a situation that's coming back around to tempt you, to tempt your spiritual strength. Some of you have a moon in Sagittarius, because this is a moon in Sagittarius card. The Cancer, avoid toxic temptations. That just came up across the screen. Avoiding toxic temptations. 4:01 on the time, 1:32 on the screen. With the moon inside you, your emotional security comes from you being able to explore. You know what I'm saying? Having a free spirit. Some people could feel intimidated by that or insecure by that. This doesn't even have to do with you, being around other people. This could just be you doing your self-study, personal development, taking the time, investing your energy on doing that, and someone not feeling as though they're getting the time that they want from you. Build something huge this month. That usually happens when a person lacks ambition. When what you're doing for yourself causes them to be insecure. That's usually when that happens. What's in this hopes and fears position for the collective that we need to clear up? In the hopes and fears position for the collective that we have to clear up here. Hopes and fears position. What's this? The waiting game. The thing is, don't if this is resonating, right? Do what you can to not expect something to come in that's going to tempt you, and really focus on what it is that you want to create. But at least if the situation presents itself, how to move. Just don't expect it. Yeah, just focus on the fulfillment of your desires here. Because with the Two of Wands showing up in this sideways position as a challenge, Mars and Aries is coming through as if someone is wondering, would they actually have the spiritual and emotional strength to set those boundaries? Because what's going to be proposed to you may have you, you know what I'm saying, back away from the boundaries you're setting. Just make sure if it's a boundary, it's non-negotiable. And then we have Triumph. Stick to what it is that is allowing you to move forward. The way this is sticking to my hand. Because you see I'm not holding it. Take on you. And that's a Cancer card. That message that just came up said avoid toxic temptations. Because it seems as though there's a situation where someone may come back in your life to see if you're going to move the same way you moved before. Now, if the way you moved before caused you to step away from the situation, just know that the action that you've taken before was the correct step. Because if it happens again, that means that person has yet to change. If the energy recycles in terms of this is why you left, or someone may say, I knew you were going to do this. They presented the environment for what they knew was going to happen because of where they are at in their perception of the current situation. That is not the past. But they would bring in the past with that type of perception. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. What's the outcome? You will have the power and strength, my love, okay, to emotionally withdraw. Especially if this shit happens when Saturn goes back into Pisces, because that date 9/6 is up there. Excuse me. Confirmation. Awareness. Whoo! Oh yeah, you will have the awareness, all right. Yeah. About the movement and choosing the decisions. Hey. Music. Wow, especially when it comes to financial material changes that's the Five of Pentacles that makes you feel as though It's just not enough. And you've done the observation about this already. You've done all you can. Current situation, right? To place yourself in a position to rest and rejuvenate yourself, but it's also presenting itself as a challenge. But remember, what you're building yourself on is the transformation you've had. You're no longer the person you used to be. So don't allow people to present themselves to you with responding to you as the version you used to be, because they are incapable of seeing the changes that you've made. You can talk to you blue in the face, throat chakra energy, blue right there, to a person about the changes you've made or show the actions. But if what they see, what their perception is of you is of the previous version, that shit ain't going nowhere. You know? Positive movement forward. 8 of Pentacles, 88 showing up on the board. The outcome is you emotionally withdrawing and having positive movement forward. It may feel a little challenging, but don't allow yourself to get back in this self-sabotaging thoughts. Okay? What's this? Call on your angels. Call on your angels. It's literally 1608. 608 energy showing up right there. Call on your angels to help you sever whatever it is that doesn't allow you to integrate the lessons you've learned. Because this 8 of Swords is literally right after the 7 of Pentacles. So you don't want to, do this level of inventory and go back into the space of you being trapped in fear, after you've already seen what was keeping you feeling as though something is not being reciprocated. Because this deacon is Gemini, and right before that, the 7 of Pentacles, Taurus. So you're going from Saturn to Jupiter. Saturn, 7 of Pentacles, to Jupiter, 8 of Swords. Call on your angels in that energy when, after you do the observation, to guide you to make the appropriate decisions and movements and choices, so you're not placing yourself back into a situation that keeps you feeling entrapped or confused. Now, if someone comes back from your past and you have this energy of confusion, or you're just not feeling it, trust that energy that is telling you that this just not it. This is where your boundaries have to take action. Okay? Yeah. I say that's the message. Okay. Well, there you have it, my loves. That is your message. Transcendence, transmutation, all that. For this Sol Day, go out and go for a walk if you're not out already. And enjoy the rest of your Sol Day. I love you, and I'll see you on the next live. Ciao. Ring bell. Later.